Friday's top stories at NBR. Listed property developer fails to win judicial review and intends to appeal. 19 recommendations to WorkSafe following discrepancies probe. Sinlay back in the black, and there's more coming right up. Kia ora and welcome to NBR Today, 100% subscriber funded and proudly brought to you by you, as is every story at nbr.co.nz. It's Friday, April the 1st. I'm Paul Brennan. Thanks again for joining us. A hotly contested race to buy landfill and recycling group Waste Management has seen the business sold in a $1.9 billion deal. Waste Management is owned by China's state-owned Beijing Capital Group, and a sale process has been underway since last year. Investment bank City was said to be advising the sale out of Sydney, and it was understood bids closed a week ago. Today, Friday, Australian investment manager Igneo Infrastructure Partners, until recently known as First Sentier Investors, has beaten out private equity giant KKR and Morgan Stanley Infrastructure Partners to buy Waste Management. The deal is subject to Overseas Investment Office approval, but expected to complete by the end of the year. Property development and investment group Duval cast its net as wide as it could to see what it could haul on the deck and then sort out whether they were keepers. Lawyer for the Financial Markets Authority Jenny Cooper QC has told the High Court. Duval is taking action against the regulator, claiming it misapplied and misconstrued the law in ordering the South Auckland promoter to take down advertising of offers meant for wholesale investors. Cooper said potentially people who would not otherwise come within that wholesale investor definition would be pulled in and incentivised to fit themselves into one of the categories. However, Duval's lawyer, Davy Salmon QC, told Justice Ian Galt he preferred a different fishing metaphor. He said Duval has lowered into the water lures, which from a distance might look interesting to many fish, but which are only actually enticing close up to wholesale fish. Listed property developer Winton says it will appeal after failing to win a judicial review of Overseas Investment Office consent for a rival's land purchase in Havelock North. NZX-listed CDL Investments was approved to buy the 69-hectare block in July last year from interests associated with the Lowe family. A High Court hearing on Winton's application for a judicial review was held in February, and the company said late Thursday that Justice David Gendel had issued a ruling dismissing it. Winton said it was disappointed in the outcome and intends to appeal. NZX-listed financier Heartland Bank has purchased the Australian business of StockCo, a niche provider of specialty agricultural finance, for Australian $143 million, plus a potential top-up of Australian $11 million based on performance metrics. StockCo Australia is the largest player in the sector in Australia, with total assets of Australian $341 million. Its staff of 23 come along with the deal. Heartland intends to fund the acquisition through new debt facilities provided by a major Australasian financial institution, as stipulated by the deal, but could not say at this stage which one. The deal will add an estimated Australian $1.2 billion to Heartland's revenue take, and the group's chief executive, Jeff Greenslade, said there was an addressable market of Australian $7 billion in Australia in short-term finishing finance facilities for pasture and feedlot-based cattle and sheep producers. A barrister's report has delivered 19 recommendations to regulator WorkSafe after probing huge discrepancies in the performance of compliance certifiers monitoring workplace hazards. The report was commissioned from Tim Smith of Thorndon Chambers in July last year after data obtained by NBR through the Official Information Act showed 3 of the 5 largest certifiers did not notify any non-compliance over a 12-month period, while one notified 7 cases and the other notified 443. In findings delivered to WorkSafe on October 7th last year, but released only late yesterday, Smith said the statistical evidence strongly suggests that it's most likely that there are instances historically where some certifiers have either not been notifying WorkSafe of their refusals or have issued certificates when they should not have done so. And he said the main reason for the lack of notifications was a widespread belief among certifiers that they had discretion to help workplaces meet compliance rules before certificates expired, so a non-compliance notice would not have to be issued. Milk processor Synlait is back in the black as a turnaround plan to recover from a sudden drop in demand from major client A2 Milk gains traction. For the 6 months to January, net profit was $27.9 million, aided by a one-off $11.9 million gain from the sale and leaseback of its property near Auckland Airport. The result follows a loss of $28.5 million for the year to July. Revenue for the half was $790.6 million, up 19% on the same period a year earlier. In a statement, Synlait Chair John Penno said the improvement reflected a review of cost structures and an organisational reset. Get the full details of those stories and more at nbr.co.nz right now. This weekend at NBR, in his weekly book review on Sunday, Neville Gibson looks at the life of Kiwi author Maurice Shadbolt, while Brent Sheether looks at how best to diversify your investments. I'm Paul Brennan. Join me again from around lunchtime on Monday for NBR's trending stories, then again from 5:30 on Monday, right here for another NBR Today.